Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I welcome you back with chapter number 4 of your textbook, which is titled as Somebody's Mother, which is a wonderful poem written by Mary O'Brien. Before moving to the poem, let's interact with the first three sections of the poem, which is going to be connect, reflect, and imagine. So, in the connect section, we are told something. Talk about a special occasion when you spend time with your grandparents or other elders in the family. Did it make a difference to them? Okay. Now you have to just remember some of the events when you spend time with your grandparents, with your elders. Were they happy in your company? Did it make any difference to them or not? Okay, you need to write it down in short words and short sentences. In the reflect section, we are told think of some of the problems, fears, and regrets that old people may have. Okay, so as we know that old people feel a lot of problems and they have a lot of fears, they have a lot of regrets, they feel sorry about certain things, and we need to just put those problems on a simple page with simple sentences. Okay, then in imagine section, in this section we are told life suddenly fast forwards for you. You wake up one morning to find that you are old. What do you look like now? What are your thoughts and feelings now? Write a diary entry and draw a picture of your older self. Now in this section you have to imagine something. For example, just imagine you are asleep all over the night, and early in the morning when you wake up, you find yourself very old. Okay, now you have to write your thoughts and feelings in the form of a diary entry, and you also need to draw a picture of your older self. Okay, so when we talk about a diary, it is actually a personal record of events. Okay, of a particular person. You need to do one thing. As you might have seen a diary, just you have to mention the title as my old self. Okay, then you write here date, the current date. Okay, and day, the current day. Then you will start the diary like this. After date and day, you write salutation dear diary. Okay, dear diary. Then you will begin the diary. You write some sentences of your own, and at the end you can mention your name here. So this is going to be the format: topic, date, day, brief salutation. Then it is going to be the body, and ending you will write here your name. Okay, now regarding the writer, we come to know that Mary O'Brien was born in 1816 and she was a children's author. What does it mean? It means that she mostly wrote her works for children. Okay, for the amusement of children, regarding the children, concerned with children. Okay, she was born in New York, and here are two of her most famous works. Number one is Somebody's Mother, that we shall deal with, and number second is Hearts and Flowers. So when we talk about this poem, Somebody's Mother, the poem shows us pain, suffering, and loneliness of a mother. And when we talk about Mary O'Brien, she was a 19th century poet, isn't it? And we find that in 19th century, In America, we find a lot of wars like American Civil War that was against slavery. Okay, against the system of slavery. And we also know that after the war, after the war, a lot of people now started rebuilding their career. Are you getting me? They started rebuilding the nation. And a lot of young men, young folk, they left their hometowns in search of livelihood, employment. Okay? And we can guess from this that perhaps this mother, somebody's mother, in the poem, she is one of those mothers whose son has left the hometown in search of livelihood. That's why the mother is too lonely. Okay. Now let's move towards the introduction of the poem and the beginning stanza. Okay. Let's see how does the poem start. The woman was old and ragged and grey, and bent with the chill of the winter's day. The street was wet with the recent snow, and the woman's feet were aged and slow. She stood at the crossing and waited long, alone, uncared for, amid the throng of human beings who passed her by, nor heed the glance of her anxious eyes. So in the very beginning of the poem, we come to know that this woman is too old. She is having ragged clothes, very old clothes, torn clothes, shabby clothes. Okay, and the word grey is used here. It means that she is very gloomy. She is very sad and bent with the chill of winter's day. Now, it is winter season, and it is very cold outside. It is very chilly. The air is too cold for her to bear, and as she is too old, we see her that the position while she is standing, she is actually bent. Okay, she has bent her back because of old age, and the chill of the winter's day is unbearable for her. The street was wet with a recent snow. Now we find that she was standing near a street, and the street was covered with a white blanket of snow, and the woman's feet were aged and slow. But unfortunately, she could not walk fastly like young people because she was aged and she was slow. Okay, she walked very slowly. She stood at the crossing and waited long. When she was walking slowly, she reached to a point where there was crossing, there was road crossing, and she had to wait so that she could get a moment, she could get the appropriate time to cross the road. But unfortunately, alone, uncared for, she was feeling alone. There was nobody to support her. Uncared for, there was nobody to care for her. She was uncared. Amid the throng, although there were a lot of people, there were a group of people, okay, of whose throng, of whose groups of human beings who passed her by. Although a lot of people came across the road, okay, she saw a lot of people who passed near her, but nobody nor heeded the glance of her anxious eyes. But nobody was able to find that the old woman is lying there, she is waiting to cross the road, and nobody tried to help the old woman. Okay, so this is how we see that she is very gloomy, she is uncared, she is alone there, and nobody helps her. So, what happens next? We will find that in the next lecture. Till then, take care and fi amanillah.